Hello all you Madden players and YouTubers, this is Preach Riley, and I'm back with another video in my series From Beginner to Contender, preparing myself for Madden 25. And this video, I'm now into the 700 skill point range on the PlayStation side, and this is my first game not playing with the Denver Broncos. But I come out with the Ravens, and the reason I chose the Ravens, a couple reasons. One, I definitely didn't want a scrub team because of the fact that I am still a new player, and I wanted to be have a decent chance of winning. Two, he had the 49ers, and that was another reason why I didn't want to have a scrub team. And three, I do kind of like the Ravens in real life. I'm a big fan of defense, and I definitely like how the Ravens have played over the last X amount of years on defense. And so I think they're always fun to watch. They weren't very fun to watch in the playoff game versus the Broncos, but I didn't enjoy that too much at all. But it is what it is. Shout out to the Ravens, Super Bowl champs. So here, Debo, we did allow a big run, but here we come with Debo. We're not letting him in the end zone that easy. We're not that soft. No, sir. Not here on Debo and not in Baltimore either. So we hold him to a field goal. On offense, I'm still using the free scheme put out by Kilo, his Atlanta scheme, but I'm working on the shotgun. He had this is probably the best free scheme of Madden 13. It's definitely up there among the free schemes. This could have easily have been a paid ebook, I think, but it had a whole section which I had been running up till now on running the ball, controlling the clock, and making short, simple reads and easy progression. And then it had a whole part on if you're a pass happy person, if you wanted to do a whole lot of passing, or you could kind of mix those two together. So I kind of neglected the whole part on the heavy passing. There was one play that I would run sometimes from shotgun, but that was about it. So in this video, I'm working on trying out some of the other plays and some of a couple of the other formations within the shotgun, which is usually not going to go well for me. Anytime I try something new, I'm very uncomfortable with making the correct read. But here's something I do correctly. That's something I learned from Mastu Chappie. You see how I switched on right away to web and cut in front of the receiver. Old news to a lot of you, I'm sure, but that was something that I saw in a tip drill from Mastu Chappie. He had a series on improving your user skills, and the first drill there was how to protect the deep pass. And as soon as he throws that deep pass, click onto your cornerback, cut in front of the wide receiver so the wide receiver doesn't outrun your defensive back and get burned. So big shout out to Mastu Chappie for all the free tips and the time that you put in to help us to get better. And speaking of Mastu Chappie, here shortly, within the next couple of videos, I do believe I will be having footage of me using his fired up defensive ebook. And I definitely didn't get away from Debo because it was lacking in any way. I could have ran Debo the whole year, and I hadn't even used a lot of Debo up until this point. And but I wanted to get something from Mastu Chappie. I'd watched a lot of his tip videos. I really looked up to the dude and his art of teaching. And so when he came out with an ebook, that defensive ebook, I just wanted to get something from him. So that was the main reason. And also, I knew that he would be able to help me help me with a couple other point of views. He had some other formations and some things in there that was different from Debo. And so that would give me a wider range of options of things to do and to check out. So that's why I did that. You see here on this play that it has that auto motion where the Smith there on that kind of uh, I don't know, hyped up drag, I guess, comes across. It's a great man beater. The problem was with that play, and then there's the play with the hooks. The two receivers come out in hooks, which is also a pretty good man beater. But I got so reliant on just those routes, and here's a problem that I would definitely have, and that is once I found one or two routes that were really effective, I would only look to those routes, and if they were covered, a lot of times I would just throw it anyway, instead of following the progression in the read. So definitely something to work on as I go along in the series and as I go into Madden 25. And another thing that you may notice in this video, in my previous videos, if you watched them, I talked about pocket presence and working on pocket presence. That's what I was doing on some of the last videos from the 600s. Well, in this video, that goes right out the window. Because I'm trying out different formations and route combinations, I forget about the little things. Now, right there, I stay in the pocket. I remember being by the goal line is what, made me to really focus on that. But you'll see a lot of different times within this game that I drop back way too far. There I drop back pretty far, definitely more necessary. But I'll start dropping back way too far, and I'll start roaming. Woo, look at that catch. Torrey Smith, look at that effort. And I'll start either roaming to the right or to the left. And that's just going to make it so their defensive end just gets an easy block shade. Just going to come right off, just like that. So if you struggle with pocket presence, if you have the habit of dropping back real far, learn from this, because this, I'm sure, is going to carry over to Madden 25. If you drop back that far, if you roam off to one side or the other, it's just going to allow the defensive end to get free and come at you. So definitely work on your pocket presence if that's something you need to do. Stay up there in the pocket. You see, once again, is when I started dropping back too far that it gave my offensive tackle a disadvantage, and that guy was able to work himself free. Now, the main reason why I posted this video is because of a loving message that this guy sends me at the end. Madden Talk 247, he says, these online characters, there's some characters, man. That's all I can say, there's some characters. But shout out to 247. But he lets me know in his own certain words that he didn't agree with the outcome, that's the way that it should be, that he was definitely the better player. And I'm not going to disagree that he's a better player. I would say at least 90% of the people that played up until this point, even though I win, were better players. But having the schemes, having Debo, having Kilo's scheme on offense, those are the things that allowed me to get a win. Ooh, and look at that drop. It's not very often that I'm in the right place on my users. So to get a drop, that was kind of disheartening, but it didn't matter because I had already had some things go my way, so I wasn't really upset about it. It was just kind of unfortunate. So here he starts to move in the ball, and that's all right. We're not really worried because we know he's going to have to score at least twice. And anytime they have to score at least twice, and it's in the fourth quarter, then I don't worry too much because of the defensive guides that I have. But that's not to say that it can't happen, especially against the 49ers. They get a big hit fumble. That, I passed it down, but that could have been a pick. Yeah, I'm not doing myself any favors dropping back like this once again. But look at this. That glitchy play coming across, torches man. A lot of people play the 49ers. They just love to play man. Now, I didn't mean to run out of bounds there, you guys. I mentioned this in some of my other videos that my dad has lung cancer. That's why I came back here to the States and to be around with him. And I remember that during this game, he was in the bathroom. He was coughing up blood. And so, as soon as I threw that ball, I walked into the other room to see how he was doing. I thought I was holding up straight on the joystick, but turns out that I wasn't. So I wasn't trying to do anything fancy or showboat or anything like that. I was just that was just a mistake. So, but that's pretty much gonna be it as far as this gameplay. There's his message letting me know that he didn't agree with the outcome. But I want to give a shout out to all you guys who give free tips and schemes like Mastu Chappie and Madden Kilo. It's a great thing that you guys do. Really appreciate it. A couple guys I've been watching a lot lately, have been giving me a lot of support. Is Z-Boy, um, Madden Moments. So check out MaddenMoments.com. All these links for their channels and websites will be in the description below. But Z-Boy, Cody Ballard, he has a lot of schemes up for NCAA on the defensive end, and he's having something coming out on Madden as well. Z-Boy already has out a couple of mini schemes for Madden 25 on offense. So definitely check those dudes out and their links if for some reason you don't know about them. And I want to just give a big thanks to all of them for their support. And I may be giving away an ebook here soon. Not my ebook, because I want it to benefit you. But I'm going to talk to them and see if we can do something where you can pick up one of their ebooks and I'll pay for it. For all the support that I've shown with you guys watching my videos and subbing. So give something back to you guys for the support that you've shown to me. So this is Preach Riley. Hope you all have a great day. See you later.